Now then, in Interlagos, welcome along to round 20 of the 21 races that make up the Formula One World Championship. In 2018, the driver title might be decided, but for the teams, this is a vital race weekend. Can Ferrari stop Mercedes getting their 5th successive Constructors' Championship? And also, through the long curve of the Sol, chances to overtake there as Max Verstappen proved in the rain in 2016. What a fantastic drive that was on his way to a podium that afternoon. 3 different tyre compounds for this race: the medium tyre, the yellow stripes soft tyre, and the red stripes super soft. There is a 40% risk of rain, so those inters and wet weather tyres are on standby. At the moment, the clouds are looking a little bit threatening. Here's the starting grid then. Mercedes with a 100th pole in Formula One, and it's Lewis Hamilton that took it ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who's won from second here twice in the past. It's Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Räikkönen all finish second row, and then Max Verstappen alongside Marcus Ericsson with his highest ever grid spot and his 96th start. 7th place only for Charles Leclerc. Romain Grosjean keeps him company after a 12th Q3 appearance in 13 races. Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso was in the top 10 as well, alongside Kevin Magnussen, the other Haas driver. Daniel Ricciardo got a 5-place grid penalty for a new turbocharger. He keeps Sergio Perez company. Nico Hülkenberg once again out-qualified a teammate here, never beaten by a teammate at Interlagos. He's 13th. Brendan Hartley 16th. Carlos Sainz just ahead of him, and Sainz a very rapid starter. Fernando Alonso 17th. Esteban Ocon 18th because he took a 5-place grid penalty for a gearbox change. Lance Stroll with Williams' worst start here since 2007. Stoffel Van Dorn and a McLaren last on the grid for the 2nd time in 4 years. The Mercedes way of thinking was that the track temperature would be a little bit cooler, and Vettel's getting away very, very slowly indeed on the formation lap there. Whether he was caught napping or not, I don't know, Martin, but he's got to make up a couple of places, and he has done. He couldn't select gear, first gear.
He had to pull it into gear again, didn't he? It was odd. It was almost like he got a bit of anti-stall, where the systems ensure the engine can't stall. Top 10 are linked, of course, to their Q2 tyres, so that's 8 of them on Supersofts, the 2 Ferraris on the soft. Ricciardo and Perez in 11th and 12th, they've gone for Supersoft. Ricciardo was nailed on those, of course, he's taking a penalty. And then Hülkenberg and co on the soft, except Brendan Hartley, who's starting on the slowest of the tyres, the white marked medium. So a lot of different ways to skin this particular cat by the looks of it.
Different strategy gives us different speeds throughout the course of the race, aids more overtaking as well. As we look at the view Lewis Hamilton has from pole position and those 335 metres to turn 1.
So Lewis just clearing the path there of the car getting into first gear, then popped it back into neutral while they wait at the front for the rear of the grid to form up, and they're still forming up.
And as you can see, one of the few grids we come to with an uphill start for most of the pack. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2018. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton and Vettel get away well. Bottas very fast ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. Vettel on the inside ahead of Valtteri Bottas, but for the time being Bottas skips around the outside, got a better line into turn 2, and Valtteri Bottas ahead there is Sebastian Vettel. Verstappen is ahead of Kimi Räikkönen.
Both Ferraris struggling to get away on those harder tyres. It's hurt them a little bit, but already Räikkönen on the offensive.
Marcus Ericsson's going back with Charles Leclerc under pressure as well as into the Decino Lago we go. It's Lewis Hamilton that leads from Bottas and Vettel right over his rear wing. Then Räikkönen and Verstappen.
He might be the oldest man on the grid at 39, Kimi Räikkönen. Very, very brave and firm around the outside of Verstappen.
And looking further down the field, Brendan Hartley, not a bad start, in 15th at the moment on those medium compound tyres, struggling to get some temperature into them. Sainz making a good start here, but now Nico Hülkenberg, his teammate, has got him back. So Sainz in 14th, Hülkenberg in 13th, for the 2 Renaults running side by side there, Martin. And Hülkenberg just managing to squeeze around the outside, is he? Oh, he's giving it a really good battle, just ahead of Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, Sainz couldn't lift off the brake pedal he had because of the force in the way, and still they're side by side, and that's getting personal, isn't it?
Yeah, Carlos Sainz in his penultimate race for Renault before he goes to McLaren was veering over to the left-hand side and definitely touched with Nico Hülkenberg there. So on this blast from Junsao up towards the Selena as we go. Speeds of over 200 miles an hour, and he's getting a decent slipstream behind Vettel, who's got DRS as well. He's going down the inside. It's Max Verstappen almost off the track.
This is hugely significant for this Grand Prix. Verstappen's quick through the corners and quick enough, especially with DRS.
This is how Verstappen managed to get past Vettel. Had to take an awful lot of curve there. Didn't look like there was room, but Max found a way. Vettel is struggling a bit here because Kimi Raikkonen's got past him as well. The Ferraris have swapped places. Kimi Raikkonen getting past Sebastian Vettel on the run down the Retro Aposta into the Skin of the Lago. It was a look-up from Vettel that cost him pace, and Kimi said, no, I'm not going to wait for you all day. I'm coming past.
But look, the Red Bull got a really good run again. Now he'll be in DRS. He's ever closer down into that turn one braking zone.
Bottas locked up in the midfield. That's allowed Verstappen to get closer. Which way is he going to go? Left or right? Left or right? Down the left he goes. Bottas gives him room. Max Verstappen says thank you very much indeed. Second place is mine. And yes, he likes it. The rest of the grandstand like it. And I quite liked it as well.
Well, he left him the width of a Red Bull plus a little bit, and Max Verstappen does not need inviting twice through an open door.
Is that Fernando Alonso into the pits? It is.
So that suggests he's got a clutch issue. They had to jack it, they had to drop it off the jack to help him get away. Like his clutch is not operating properly.
Yep. We'll bring Ted Kravitz in as well. We can see.
Just stalled it. I think he just stalled it.
No, he's not. He's revving like crazy.
Okay, no, it's box to overtake, box to overtake. How is the balance?
I don't know!
Stop, stop, stop. And the other William Stroll is just leaving the pit lane now.
No more radio for the rest of the race.
Valtteri Bottas is coming into the pits for Mercedes. Stroll has been in for Williams as well. Bottas stops on his marks down to the medium compound tyre. The Mercedes think can get him to the end of the race.
As he comes in the pit lane, you drag the front left. It's not that loaded being an anti-clockwise circuit. And all the important fast corner, almost all left-handers, so it's the right one that matters more.
So here's really interesting as Verstappen starting to set fastest laps. Mercedes have brought Lewis Hamilton in. Really good pit stop, 2.6 seconds. He'll come out, I would imagine, just ahead of Charles Leclerc.
Mode 7, please, Max. Mode 7.
Yep.
Don't overdrive it. Keep it clean.
And was that a case of overdriving just a little bit, Martin, through Ferragira, going onto those rumble strips? You don't want to be out there too often.
Yeah, the strips unsettled the car. Hardly the biggest drama he's ever had in his racing career.
And who's that going off? Marcus Ericsson. Oh, what a disastrous afternoon it has been for the Swede so far. He's now been lapped by the race leader, Max Verstappen, after starting 6th on the grid. We just saw him there going off at Ferradura. So we can see the spin once again. He was already spinning before he even got to the corner. Lance Stroll driving through a cloud of tyre smoke. Dear, oh dear.
So Verstappen then is catching Alonso and Stroll. Will Red Bull choose this moment?
I cannot drive this. Copy.
Yeah, it's been a struggle right from lights on. Medium compound tyre goes on to Sebastian Vettel's car.
Verstappen's got some traffic in the form of Sainz and Gasly. He's just had a very slow lap on a 1:14.4 and he lets him through. Vettel lets him through. It's the quicker Ferrari, the fresher tyres, and he sets off now then after fellow countryman Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, and it's Max Verstappen stops. It's the soft tyre. There was a little hesitation on the front left, but otherwise not too bad.
Verstappen's almost pushing that Mercedes up the hill here. Such is his pace difference, and such is the speed and the exits, the speed that he got from Jinsao. Moves over to the right-hand side of Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen looks in his mirrors. Don't know why he was doing that, because Hamilton was alongside and then was passed. And they do rather like that one. Max Verstappen up into second place. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo into the pits, was leading the race, so Verstappen now up into the lead. Hamilton's going to fight back and try and go around the outside of Sino del Lago. Verstappen's got him covered off.
Get in there, my son. Get in there.
And that is Max Verstappen, the race leader, and he has spun coming down the hill, and there's a Force India there as well. Is that Sergio Perez? Did they make contact? Max going through the centre S's.
Just watching it on board here, not really sure what the Force India was trying to do at that point on a back marker.
That was Esteban Ocon, apologies to Sergio Perez, it was Ocon down there. Here's the onboard with Max Verstappen. Down the inside he goes.
What a idiot! What a idiot!
He was coming back at him to unlap himself, wasn't he? It was Esteban Ocon, but it's the leader. And he's still fighting with him, but I must say it was the front face of his right rear that took him pounding.
Look, here goes Daniel Ricciardo on Sebastian Vettel, and they do touch. Going through turn one, Sebastian Vettel concedes the place, now starts to fight back once again. Through the curve of the Sol they go. Only a car's length between them. Daniel Ricciardo ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who should now get DRS. Can he take that place back again? He inches ahead. Ricciardo's got the inside line, and Daniel Ricciardo has 5th place ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel comes into the pits, and Daniel Ricciardo can't quite get past Valtteri Bottas going into turn one.
And they may as well do that. It's like a free pit stop for Vettel in 6th place at the moment. They may as well try something. He will come out behind Leclerc, but he won't be too much of a problem to pass, especially with a decent set of, I think they've just done an installation lap, those super softs.
Ricciardo goes down the inside on Valtteri Bottas. Has he got his man this time? He has.
And perfectly, Bottas, wrong-footed, will not get DRS down the back straight.
And Bottas there backed out of that move before the two came together as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. Look how much Ricciardo now has sailed away. This time around in 2018, he's out in front. Lewis Hamilton is going to cross the line and win the Brazilian Grand Prix. His 50th win in 99 races in the turbo hybrid era. It's a fantastic achievement. Max Verstappen comes home to take 2nd place. The victory could have been his, and I'm sure we'll hear about that contact with Esteban Ocon quite a lot. Mercedes, for the 5th year in succession, are the Constructors' Championship. A 2nd winner's trophy for the Brazilian Grand Prix. As in 2016, he's won from pole. As in 2016, a lot of the chatter dominated by Max Verstappen as well, but for very different reasons today. Lewis Hamilton has already started the celebrations as Max Verstappen walks off. The win could have been his. It was taken away from him when he tangled with Esteban Ocon. He does not want to stay around. To the celebration samba, Hamilton and Mercedes pick up the points and the plaudits today. The smiles are all theirs at Interlagos. Let's see if we can find Paul di Resta, and we can hear from Max now.
I don't know what to say. I mean, you do everything well. I mean, you go through the field. We had a great car, and then by such an idiot, you get taken out while he's being lapped. I have no words.
I mean, what a fight it was. I don't think anybody quite expected that from yesterday. I mean, the moves you were making early on, very bold into turn one, pushing your way through, using everything you had.
Yeah, I think it was better than expected, but the car was working brilliantly today. The team gave me also the right strategy. We could be going quite well on the super soft, so we did quite a long stint. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Still, I mean, I'm happy for 2nd, but we should have won today.
Yeah, like you say, it was almost back-to-back victories. Does it give you confidence going into next year that something's going to come of this machine?
We should have more power, so we'll be even better.
All the best.